Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right. So Joel Embiid was suspended for 3 games for, I guess, missing games. I guess their attitude is, you're missing games, so we're going to give you more games to miss. I get what you're trying to do there, NBA, but that didn't hit like he thought it would. I just put it like that. If he's trying to keep himself from being injured and doesn't want to play games, you're kind of giving him what he wants, to be completely honest with you. You may be hurting his team if they're not aligned with that, but obviously they are if he's sitting and they're letting him do it. So, yeah, I don't quite get that one. Maybe a fine would have made a little more sense there. But whatever the case may be, he's out 3 games. And I guess this is them trying to crack down after finding whatever they found in the investigation. My thing is, what did you find in the investigation that made you think that he didn't have a legitimate gripe for wanting to miss games? Not to assume. I just want to know what's there. What is there? So that's my question to the NBA. But yeah, I find it to be slightly bizarre. To be honest with you, slightly bizarre. That's about as little as I want to say about that. There's a player on the waiver wire that I don't think should be out there for too much longer, and his name is Markelle Fultz. I don't know what his health situation is. He's come back from a lot of injuries, but the last time I saw him on the basketball floor, he was pretty darn productive. Turned the ball over a little bit, but pretty darn productive. And at this point in his career, where he's at, he should be rounding into the beginning of his prime. So if he's not completely run down by injuries, him being free is not necessarily the right assessment of what he's capable of doing. He shouldn't be out there. Somebody needs to pick him up. Same thing with Lonnie Walker. I understand he signed with an overseas team. He's better than that. I just think the player assessment and the restrictions, coupled with the restrictions of the collective bargaining agreement, are leaving the NBA in a space where they're stuck to stuff they don't want on various teams, and then forced to leave stuff like Fultz and Walker on the waiver wire when it's in their best interest to have these players on their teams. We're getting a lesser product in the grand scheme of things, NBA, and I think that's something you need to understand. We have a lesser product on the floor if the better players are not on teams because they're stuck to teams that don't want them, or rather vice versa. Players that are not so good are stuck to teams that don't want them because of contractual obligations. And the better players are not on the floor running around for you, in this conversation. So that's what I'm seeing there. Markelle Fultz and Lonnie Walker need to be on basketball teams in the NBA, in my opinion. And I'm sure there are several others that I'm not thinking about that should probably be on teams as well. So those are 2 things that came to mind real quickly. I know my Los Angeles Lakers literally have the worst bench in the league. And if we were to get Markelle Fultz and Lonnie Walker right now, immediately we have some formidable players on our bench that we want right now. As a fan of the Lakers, I can legitimately say we would upgrade if we picked up both of those guys. Yeah, upgrade. And so whatever is in that collective bargaining agreement that locks people in, this is one of the detrimental processes of that, or detrimental results of that. And it needs to be adjusted with that in mind. So that's what I want to say to the NBA as a whole. I know y'all are married to this, owners. I know you are. You love the fact that you're more conservative with all assets, more continuity, less headaches. But I'm telling you, you're leaving good talent to, other leagues, more or less. You're letting them go to elsewhere, and you're stuck with guys that are just not good to be stuck to. You need to give yourself an out for certain things as it pertains to these contracts of players. A guy like Gabe Vincent, he should not. The Lakers should not be stuck to that contract if he can't perform up to it. And I don't want to single him out per se, but he's the greatest example I can think of as a Laker fan. His production is significantly below what it is that his expectations are, and the team has a lot of needs. You know what I'm saying? So we're supposed to just sit here with this stuff and lose? and not improve our team because we can't improve our team while players like that are sitting on the waiver wire, owners, I can assure you, that's not what's best. That I don't know what all you benefit from in regards to having your collective bargaining agreement like this, but if you don't work something in here that can fix these problems, you're gonna have a lesser product. And so that's what I know, man. You want to keep and look, it's very important that all parties involved understand the correlation between quality bench talent that can be relied upon and the preservation of the health of the superstars. That is the key in zero-in argument that all need to understand. If you have a good bench, you can keep your Anthony Davis, Giannis Antetokounmpos, Luka Doncic, Wembanyamas healthy because you can turn to them and they'll play and they'll give those guys opportunities to rest and opportunities to heal from injuries. Players are going to feel obligated, especially stars, to play through injury, to come back early from injury so that their teams don't hemorrhage wins in their absence when they can't trust their bench. You would do better for giving yourself an out for non-productive role players so that you can keep quality on each and every bench so that the likelihood that your stars stay healthier increases, I think, dramatically. I think very dramatically, actually. This Joel Embiid situation, he wants to, him having adequate backup center behind him or two, increases the likelihood of him being able to rest when needed, and ultimately probably be in better conditioning in the grand scheme of things. So, this is why I want the NBA to really consider loosening up the collective bargaining agreement, maybe in this particular way, to where teams are not stuck to contracts that are absolutely and utterly unproductive, while better players are sitting out there that they can't add to their team for whatever set of reasons. Tweak something. That's what I say, even if it means creating another aspect of player acquisitional flexibility. Just like you added Exhibit 10 contracts and two-way contracts, maybe there needs to be something else there too that allows for a guy like Lonnie Walker and Markelle Fultz to be added to a team that genuinely needs their presence. So that's what's on my mind, man. I thought that was very important to say. And I don't really know if there's anything else for me to say in regards to this video. I just want to get that particular point out. BDL44, thank y'all for watching. I'm out.